So we have obtained a key.
Alright, I do apologize for the stream issues. It's a shame that that's happening, but don't worry, you haven't missed too much. Like I said, the beginning is pretty chill. There's not much going on. So right now he's about to get to the first boss. There's 4 bosses in the game, 1 for each area. So this is Chauncey. He's the first area boss. And after you do him, things start to get a bit more interesting. Yeah, whenever you do a boss, you teleport, you go into like an arena like this. Yeah, there is supposed to be no sound from the game. The way that it's set up, since I'm doing commentary over it, like the actual Japanese stream has game audio, but we don't want me to have to talk over Japanese people that you can't understand. Yeah, I can link that for you. I don't know if I'm allowed to post links. I am. Cool. So yeah, here he's going to intentionally take damage so that he can do a damage boost. He's going to knock there to preserve his invincibility frames, and then he's going to back up and... Oh, he did miss it, but you can catch that ball, which would normally hit you if you stand in front of it. Yeah, that's the first area done. After each area, there's a cutscene where he gives all the ghosts that he caught to Egad. They get turned into portraits. So these grabber ghosts will grab you, and you can shake them off. And so it's really interesting to set up multiples with those guys, because you can shake them off in whatever direction you want. So as you saw there, he like pushed them closer together with that. Now he's going to head over to Ballroom, where you do Shy Guys, which is actually like my favorite room in the game. The Ballroom Shy Guys are super interesting because they're all cycle-based. So in order to do the optimal doubles, since there's 6 of them in pairs, you have to like be really aware of what cycles you're on and everything. It's very difficult to optimize this part. So he did miss that first double there. It's an easy mistake to make. Got the second one just fine though. Yeah, so this is the no out of bounds category, because you can beat this game in about 8.5 minutes using an out of bounds glitch. Right at the very beginning of the game, you can clip out of bounds and go straight to the final boss. So this is the most popular category. That category, any percent, is really cool, but less commonly run. So right here, he's going to go for a trick called poster skip. You can suck up a poster through a wall here, because this wall to the left isn't solid. So he did it right there. He just picked up that poster. And that's on top of a button that he needs to press. So it just saves about 3 or 4 seconds, because he doesn't have to pull the poster off later. And there you go, that's Boo Release. So now he's going to go back through the rooms that he just did, because they're all lit up now, and they'll have boos in them. So like I described, he's going to have to find each of the boos in the lit room. They're going to be in a random spot. So he uses the radar to figure out which object they're in. And that makes the game very interesting because it's RNG where the boo is, but it almost doesn't matter that much whether you get good luck or bad luck. It's much more about reacting to the radar. And that makes this a very interesting speed game, because you have to be able to tell where the boo is quickly and find him as quickly as possible. You'll start to see what I mean as we go through these rooms with the boos. The first one is very interesting because there's a text skip that you can do, and it saves about 10 seconds, give or take. Because there's a very long text for the first boo. So there's a chance that this boo is inside of this table, which means that he'll have to pull off the sheet and he won't be able to get the text skip. We'll see here. Yeah, so he did get the bad luck there. What you do to get the text skip is after you catch the boo, you suck up that tablecloth. Unfortunately, he had to pull off the tablecloth to get the boo, so he couldn't do that. That's just bad luck, though. Something you can do is scan the mirrors with your camera in order to teleport to the lobby. So he'll do that right here. Just saves a little bit of movement. So there's several times where that will come in handy. The game never directly tells you that you can do that, but it is something that they sort of figured you'd find yourself. So it's pretty useful for speedrunning. I should explain what he's doing with the boos there. So that's called boo strat. It was found by Coopery. If you hold down the L and R buttons, and then you let go of the R button, your vacuum will stay out, but you will switch from sucking to spraying. And that's helpful because it lets you immediately pull the vacuum back out and start sucking again. Normally there's about a half a second animation of pulling the vacuum out before your actual vacuum is going. So you can just stop and start over and over like he's doing there. And it will keep the boo in place for about 10 HP. So it will cackle in between each pump. And it has 15 of those cackles before it will try to leave the room. So you basically have to make sure that you're getting just one cackle every 10 HP to keep him in place. I know that you guys don't have game audio, so you can't actually hear the cackling sound, but Just take my word for it. So here he'll get some more of those grabber multiples, which are always interesting to watch. These guys are actually invisible, and you can see them in the reflection of the mirror. So right here, he's going to try and pick up this medallion after catching the boo. And then he's going to save and quit. And that skips the text after picking up the medallion. It also means that the butler will be in the same spot every time. Now, normally the butler moves left and right in the hallway. So if he's really far left, then you'll lose a bunch of time because you have to walk down the hallway. However, using that trick, because you just loaded the mansion, he'll always be all the way right. So it saves about 5 seconds, but it can save up to 12 to do that save and quit. You see what I mean? How he's all the way right? So now, while the butler is going to his room, you're going to see Mikurom do laundry room. Because you're waiting for the butler anyway, so he clears this room during that. And he'll come back through here afterwards and get the boo. So he leaves the hat on the ground there because he can go for a chest cutscene skip. There's this little animation that plays to show where the chest is in the room after you clear it. And you can skip that by picking up the hat after the animation starts. Ooh, he missed that double. That's really unfortunate. Because as I was mentioning, you're on a timer. You're waiting for the butler, so that could be rough. He chooses to just go through the door before the chest. Oh, that's really bad. That's like a minute lost. That's very unfortunate. He got a little bit greedy there. He went for the mouse hole, which he should have just left until he had the butler. So yeah, he has to go all the way back here and light the candles. So he's going to go for Laundry Boo early now, which is a good idea. Because he has a bunch of time to kill. There was a couple of options for what he could have done there. It is actually possible to go into Hidden Room, which is that room through that mouse hole. It's possible to go in there, clear it, and then come back, but it's really risky. So it was a good idea for him not to go for that. Last thing he needs is to miss Butler twice. So now he's just going to go back through where he came from. And he already got the Laundry Boo. So it's a little bit weird doing the routing. Normally you're multitasking there, so it's just a little bit of extra movement time lost. Now he's going to go head to Melody's room, and she asks you one of two questions based on which song she plays. The answer is either the athletic theme from Super Mario Bros. 3 or the water theme. So, depending on which song plays, he'll know whether it's the first option or the third option in the list. It's always in the same place. That's a good question. The reason why he's looking up in the hallways and he's doing that little turning thing is because there's ghosts that spawn in the hallways. So if you face the center of the hallway, the ghosts won't be able to spawn. Ghosts can't spawn while you're looking at them. So he never turns away so that he doesn't get scared when the ghost spawns. Yeah, that's a good question. Now he's going to head to the kitchen and get the water medallion. That was very good RNG right there. That's the ideal spot for him to be. So during this fight, he's going to avoid getting hit twice, and then he's going to intentionally get hit on the third hit. And that's because it cancels the attack as quickly as possible, and Mr. Bones spawns after the third attack finishes. So it just saves a bit of time. He also sets it up so that Spooky the dog is right next to the bone as soon as possible, so his heart shows. So that's a cool little thing that you can do. Oh, yeah. Now he's going to try and get a double in the graveyard. Oh, that was a bad setup. That's okay, though. It's not too much time loss. So now this is the Area 2 boss, Bogmire. You have to hit him with one of his shadows and then suck him up. We should see a one cycle here. It's a fairly consistent fight, but it is pretty difficult, so there is a chance that it will take several cycles. Ooh. Yeah, so that's going to be a 2 cycle. Yeah, that's Area 2 done. Heading into Area 3 now. Yeah, there isn't any game audio. They just have the game's music playing.
Yeah, this is the RTA in Japan English restream. So we're currently restreaming the Japanese RTA in Japan, but if we restreamed the audio, we would also get the Japanese commentary. So that's why you're hearing the OST instead.
So we get a little cutscene here that shows that Mario is trapped in a painting. So this is another one of the Mario items, just like the hat. You need to collect 5 of the Mario items, and then later on, you will give them to Clairvoya, and she'll tell you your fortune. And you need to do that to progress the game. So you get the hat, the letter, the star, the glove, and the shoe. So right there, he shot water at the ceiling because you can clip just a little bit of water through and put the fire out on that door. That door is on fire, but you put it out through the floor. And that saves a bunch of time because whenever you put out one of those doors that's on fire, it takes like forever to actually become able to go through. So it's actually guaranteed that there will be a boo switch right as this text is ending, just based on the way that the game works. So he has to react to where the boo switch is. It will not be in there. There you go. So that is really bad luck, but he reacted to it well. When a boo switches, the trap stays in the same place. So you can sometimes know without actually activating an object whether the boo is in it or not. That's why I was able to call that ice bucket. I think Mikurom must have just been unsure which object it was in. That's why he checked it anyway. What's an expected marathon clear time in your opinion? Well, he's had a rough start. He made that mistake with Butler that cost about a minute. So I would assume that he's probably going to get something around his estimate. Probably a little bit better. If I had to guess, I would say that he'll get like a 102 or a 103. But yeah, that's a very rough guess. It's hard to know.
I can't imagine how many jokes there are in this community regarding the vacuum.
Yeah, we get a fair amount of suck jokes, yeah. The chat always loves them. Runners get tired quickly.
I can definitely imagine. I can definitely imagine.
Glad that he hit Moonshot first try there. That was a little bit sketchy. So yeah, there's the star. That's the third Mario item. Well, Ace of Arrows, I said a little because the hitbox extends further to the right than it does to the left. The hitbox for the moon isn't actually centered on where you can see it. So he could have been a little bit further right and that still would have hit, but it was close to missing. All right, so that was really good execution in that room. Very clean on that triple. Good find on the boo as well. So he's going to save and quit there to get back to the lobby. There's a little bit of debate among runners whether it's faster to save and quit or mirror warp there, but either way, it's not a huge difference. Something that a lot of people don't realize when playing this game casually is that there's actually a hint for how to get through this puzzle. It's hidden in one of the books in Neville's room, but if you just suck on the boxes, the ones that shake will have the twins in them. That's a very valid question. The reason why it can't be timed very fairly is because you can't account for all the things that will be different from run to run. It's not just a matter of, you know, the exact mirror warp and the save and quit. It's the movement that it entails. It's the order in which you do things, you know, like more changes than just that one bit of movement. So it's very hard to accurately and fairly time stuff like that. That's why there's debate about it. It's really more of a preference thing than anything. Yeah, it's definitely a very fair question. So here he's going to go for another text skip. He's going to pull this sheet halfway off, and then try and suck it all the way off after catching the boo. There you go. He got it. So this is the best part of the game. This is really fun. So what he's going to do now is press A and B back and forth for over a minute. It's really exciting. He's just depositing all of the Mario items that he collected. Can you explain those inputs one more time? I want to try this myself. All right, so you know the A button? You press that one. And then if you can find it, the B button. You want to press that one next. And then you go back to the A button. And after that, you actually do the B button. Alright, so that's done. Now he sucks up Clairvoya. Don't worry, she asked to be sucked up. She's okay with it. She's actually the only ghost who voluntarily gets sucked up. So he's gonna head into this room and grab some ice for later. He needs that to do Safari Run. And then after Safari Room, that'll be Area 3 done. He just finishes up with the boss and then heads into Area 4. So you have to get 40 boos in this category. That's how many you need for King Boo to activate. That's a really good double right there. Yeah, that's what he needed the ice for, was to clear those ghosts. Yeah, 100% in this game is just those 10 extra boos, and you need to get 100 million gold, which will give you the A rank. So 100% isn't too much longer.
Mamma mia.
So this is Boolossus. What he's going to do here is a speedrun setup that will infuriate anyone who's done this casually, because this boss is an absolute pain casually, but it's pretty trivial in the speedrun. Hopefully what you'll see is he backs up across the field, shoots an ice ball, and just gets almost all of the boos immediately. So we should see this done in one cycle. Ooh, maybe not on that one cycle thing. That's actually going to be pretty messy. It should be a 2 cycle though. Hopefully. Yeah, maybe not on 2 cycle either. Unfortunately, he got the hardest AI, because if you have more than 5 boos left over, or 5 or more, you get the medium phase AI. It's basically, they give you different attacks based on how big Boolossus is, and he got the worst AI, so that's why the second cycle was so painful. You see, he wrapped up the third one very easily. Yeah, medium AI it's tragic. You hate to see it happen. But yeah, he wraps that up with the 3 cycle. He heads into Area 4. Yeah, I could spend like 20 minutes describing how Boolossus works to break down what just happened, but I don't think anyone wants that. Boolossus is extremely complicated. That was an amazing pun in chat. Good job, Alec.
I feel really bad for Mario if he had to go through all that stuff that the ghosts are going through right now to get into that painting.
Well, I don't want to give any spoilers, you know, but at the end of the game, he actually has to do it backwards, too.
Oh. So at this part of the game, he's heading up to the place he just was. He's going to activate the blackout. Lightning's going to strike the mansion. All the lights are going to go out. So there's ghosts basically everywhere in the mansion. Fortunately for us, it's completely trivial in a speedrun setting. Because, as I described earlier, if you're facing a ghost, it won't be able to spawn. So he's just going to face outwards and hug walls, and no ghost will be able to spawn. But yeah, like, there's ghosts everywhere right here. You just have to take my word for it that they're all over the place. Yeah, that's why he does this weird movement where he walks all the way around the room. And now, this is Grimly. You have to just wait for his heart to show. It's RNG how long it takes. That was like some average or a little bit below RNG. Certainly not the best, but could have been worse. I believe that the longest it's ever taken is about 40 seconds from blue hits.
So yeah, the lights are back on, by the way. Now he's just going to progress through Area 4, which is the longest and hardest area. So, yeah, there's a lot of walking in Area 4. But he's about to head into the Clockwork Room, and he's going to do the Toy Soldiers. And they're pretty interesting because there's 3 of them. So, he's probably going to do singles, I would assume. I'm not too sure what Mikurom goes for strats. But some runners go for a double. Going for a triple is unreasonable. RTA, but I would assume that he's going to go for singles here. Yeah, he's just doing them one at a time. Ooh, wow, he was close to getting hit there. Yeah, it looks like he tried to get a double there, but didn't quite grab it. So he's just going to burn these guys. There's a couple of strats you can go for here.
Is he on the roof?
Yeah.
So you could say the roof is on fire?
You sure could. Oh, I was confused what he was doing there. He was grabbing more fire. Because he got burned during the Shy Guys. It made it weird what he had to go for there. So this room is pretty laggy because there's a bunch of 3D rendered stuff that, you know, looks really good, but doesn't really get handled very well by the GameCube. So you can see like how slow the frame rate is. He's also going for some interesting strats there. I don't think I've actually seen someone do the room in that order before, but it wasn't too slow. Yeah, Luigi has an amazing nose in this game. It is truly just a work of art. So he's going to save and quit here to go back to the lobby. Now he's heading back down to the basement. He's going to clear the rooms that he hasn't done yet. He's also going to pick up this boo that he missed earlier. Having a little bit of trouble reading the radar. Oh. He walked away from it again. There you go. So you don't bother clearing this room because you don't need the boo from it. And there's no actual reason to clear it. So he's just going to ignore these ghosts and walk through the room in the dark. All he's here for is the key. This is actually a strat that it took us forever to find. And one day in the community, someone just asked, like, is there a reason why we light this room up? And nobody could find an answer. And it was just something that we had never considered not doing. But yeah, that was a strat that wasn't known about for several years. Yeah, let it be known that this game was the first to have nose physics. SM64 has no nose physics. Luigi did it first. This game came out before Sunshine as well. Alright, so now he's heading up to Van Gore, and that is the final portrait ghost that he's going to get, and then it will just be the final boss, Bowser. Sorry, spoiler alert, guys. Spoiler alert. I mean, I've basically ruined the whole game the entire time, so... But yeah, it has to get a triple of each of the kinds of ghosts. And then suck up Van Gogh himself. So the backstory here is that Van Gogh painted all of these ghosts. Like, the portrait ghosts are actually ghosts, but these ones are all painted by Van Gogh. Which is convoluted, but this game does actually have lore to it.
Another funny joke. This game has lore that will totally suck you in.
Alright, and that's all the booze that he needs. So now we just got the final boss. So we're hoping to see a 2-cycle on the final boss. You have to hit Bowser with a bomb, then King Boo comes out of his head. And you can do damage to him for a while, and then he goes back in. So if you do a good job, you can keep King Boo out long enough to do, like, just over half of his damage. Getting a 2-cycle is fairly difficult, but for top runners, it's expected to be pretty consistent. Yeah, so that will be about a 101.13 if he 2-cycles.
Luigi.
So that went exactly how it was supposed to. Hopefully he'll still get the 2-cycle. That just loses a little bit of time. He could 2-cycle that. That would be reasonable. I don't know if he'll go for it. He's definitely good enough at the game, too. I don't know if he has the cojones, you know? If you get King Boo below 200 HP and you don't finish him, then you get a longer cycle. So, yeah, we'll be seeing that right now. That's too bad. Well, there you go. That is a 1 hour, 1 minute, 45-second run of Luigi's Mansion No Out of Bounds.
GG.
I hope everyone enjoyed. This was mikurom12. Really good guy. Cool dude. And I'm the official Skazi.
Yeah, GG to our runner, and that was very nicely done. And thank you so much, the official Skazi, for your awesome commentary.
Absolutely, anytime.
Before you go, if there is anyone who is interested in running the game, where should one look for info on it?
So we have a Discord, and you can check out as well the speedrun.com forums. So you can go... Here, let me get a link. Right over here. And you can join the Discord. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you so much again for commentating. Super appreciated. Alright, again, thank you very much to our commentator, and we're going to be swapping out our commentators now to get ready for the next game. And to the rest of you, make sure you stick around, because we're going to have a lot more speedrunning action for the rest of the weekend. This is the second annual RTA in Japan Marathon, and you're watching the English restream hosted here on twitch.tv/speedgaming3. The Speed Gaming family of channels, Speed Gaming, Speed Gaming 2, 3, and 4, also host a variety of speedrun events, marathons, and tournaments, so be sure to give these 4 channels a follow. The restream will be live from December 27th at 2 AM all the way until December 31st at 5:30 AM Eastern Standard Time. So our next game coming up is going to be Unlimited Saga. And this is